Hello, I'm Omri from Aserto, and in this 5-minute video, I'll show you how easy it is to add authorization to all your APIs in a scalable way using Aserto and Topaz. Aserto is based on Topaz, which is an open source project that combines the best of OPA and Zanzibar. If you've ever done API authorization, you've probably come across the Open Policy Agent, which is a CNCF project, as well as you've probably heard of Google's Zanzibar project, in which it implements a relationship-based access control model for all of its Google applications. So Google Cloud, Google Docs, Google Drive, and so on all use Zanzibar under the covers. And Topaz combines the best of these two really good ideas. Let's do this demo in the context of a to-do application, which is a very familiar application. We have loaded up an OpenAPI definition of a to-do application or a set of endpoints associated with the to-do application into Zuplo, which is a modern API gateway. And what we've done is simply configured the Aserto policy as an inbound filter with a set of configuration. So we've associated with it a tenant ID, a policy name, and an API key with a service called to-do. And in Aserto, all we have to do is instantiate the API authorization template, which we will do right now. That will create an instance of the API auth policy, which is just a very simple OPA policy that delegates to a relationship-based access control graph evaluation engine. And we can very easily import this OpenAPI specification for that particular to-do service, which is sitting here. And I will paste this URL, call the service to-do app, import this. And as you can see, we've automatically found these 6 endpoints. We've already done this, so we're not going to actually import a duplicate of this. But let's go look at all of the different data that got imported here. We don't have time in this video to go over the model itself. That will be done in a more in-depth video, but let's actually look at what we've done to entitle existing users. So this is a Rick and Morty themed example, and Rick is an evil genius. He is entitled to execute all the APIs by virtue of being a member of the Global Deleters group, which basically has full access to the Pet Store API, the Rick and Morty API, and the To-Do List API. If we look at Morty, another protagonist here, he is a member of the Pet Store API creators group, which basically entitles him to all the gets, puts, patches, and posts on the Pet Store API, but not the deletes. And if we look at the to-do list service, we also have a group called to-do list API readers that includes the viewer group. The viewer group includes Beth and Jerry, and it's nested. It also includes the editor group, which includes Morty and Summer, which includes the admin group, which includes Rick. So basically everyone can execute a get on the to-do service that we have set up here. So let's do that. Let's actually try this with Rick's authorization key. We have a bearer token for Rick, and we'll go execute this API. And we can see that Rick is able to execute that API, and Morty should be able to as well. Now, of course, Morty shouldn't be able to execute the delete to do. And in fact, if we use Morty's API key here, we get a 403 forbidden. Now, the cool thing is it's super easy to actually entitle Morty to execute that delete API. Let's look for the API that we want to entitle Morty to. All we need to do is create a relationship between Morty and that API, and go back to the portal and execute this. And as you can see, everything works, and in fact, Morty was allowed. And if we want to revoke that access, that's again as easy as pie, using the Aserto console. And of course, you can do that as well with CLI or with our APIs. That concludes our video, and if you want to learn more, come find us at aserto.com. Thank you very much.